Hi, this is Siri Anderson. I wanted to introduce people to the means of accessing a teacher performance assessment packet within TaskStream so they can find, identify, and begin the evaluation process. To begin, log into TaskStream and go to the LAT side. You'll notice that it tells you the side that you're not in the upper right-hand corner and the side that you are in the lower left-hand corner. Once you're enrolled, or rather logged in, you want to choose, if you have multiple tabs, choose the tab on which you're an evaluator. And then choose the packet that you are looking to review. I'm going to look in this group. All right. This random number is the number of a student whose work is ready to be evaluated. So I can click on it, and now I will see an overview of their entire packet. And notice that if you click this button, Save as PDF, you can see in two screens the whole package to give you kind of an overview sense of what's included. And I want to point out that it's more clear on this version than in the broader screen, the critical forms. The form is where you should begin the assessment of any part of the whole package, because the form lays out kind of the general overview. The attachments, which are located above the form to which they apply, granted that doesn't really make sense, but the attachments that apply to that form are above it. So it's tempting to click on those first, but that will be confusing, I think. Begin with the form. So we scroll down. We want to view their work. These are the examples of materials that the student saw. We want to go down and look at what the student has submitted. So we can open it below, or we can open it full size. I'm going to open it below. Notice that I have several options here. First of all, I have a scroll bar within the frame and a scroll bar outside the frame. And then notice that I have the ability to export this to Word, and then I could theoretically print it if that's easier for me. Now I can look at the student's answers to the questions, and for purposes of privacy, I'm not going to really go in and look at much of it. I can quick scan through and see the general ideas of what the student has set up in terms of understanding, in this case, the context of the class they're teaching, and then if I scroll down further, I'll see their plans for instruction. Now that I've seen their plans, I want to see the specifics. Then I can go up and look at the examples that they have attached. Once I have a good idea of how this relates to the assessment category connected to this, which is planning, instruction, I can click directly on the Evaluate score, and up pops the rubric. Notice this is still the 4-point rubric. We'll be moving to the 5-point rubric next semester. So here are the requirements for the first assessment on planning. And I can notice where I think the student is here, and I can make some comments in this box. Clear articulation of standards within lesson plan. Student has, so you're looking, one thing I want to note is that it helps to look in here for language and then give the evidence for it here. And I just want to point out that the student cannot see what you write here. In the beginning, it's difficult to understand always exactly what's the difference between the different levels of the rubric. And so I want to point out that the areas that are highlighted in bold are the ones that you are to focus on, and specific concrete evidence needs to be evident for the things that are highlighted in order to move up to that level of the rubric. So for instance, if they have everything that's in 2, but only one of the 3 bulleted items here in 3, they would be a level 2. That's the general thing, and you're looking for concrete specific evidence. So you gather your data and make your notes about how it is that you came to that conclusion. And those, again, are just for you and administrative purposes only. And then you choose your rating. And most of our students will be 2s and 3s, so that is expected. It would be extremely rare to have people in their student teaching up at this level, and if students are down at this level, then we're wondering if we should really move them on and recommend them for licensure. At this point, there is no specific consequence to learners for any score, and the goal of the scores is to facilitate our success as a program in evaluating what we're doing and how well we're doing at having students make progress on these kinds of objectives over the course of their program. So at this point in time, 100% of our objective is to be honest and assess the learner as they fall. Just name what you see and give them the grade that they've earned. There's no consequence to us right now for having negative or low scores, and so we just want to really be honest and figure out where our learners are so that we can help future students to improve by improving our program. So when you're all done, you might want to save or print your work, and then I believe in the rubric here, we can make some final assessments. So we go through all the different elements of the rubric, and then we overall are going to rate ourselves. How confident are we in our final assessment? Sometimes it is abundantly clear and sometimes it isn't. And then make this holistic impression of overall, do we think the student is ready to be licensed to teach? And we can make some general comments. Then for purposes of aggregating information for us, it's helpful if you say how long it took you to assess the portfolio and any general comments you want to make about that. And finally, you have the opportunity to add a file to the evaluation if you've made some notes on the side that you want the author to be able to see. So this is the way in which, besides seeing their score, their final rubric score, you could let the student know what you thought they had done particularly well and what an area is that you would recommend for further attention. And finally, you can send this back for revision. We won't do that this semester. Or you can record as final. And I think that's what we want everyone to do. And then we can release them to the students ourselves. Hope this is helpful. Really excited to work on this together. Let me know if you have any questions.